Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing all right. Today we're going to be looking at the latest news that Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, is coming out on the 10th of January 2023, which is a Tuesday. It's the day after Catherine, Princess of Wales's birthday, so I imagine having this hanging over your head. So I want to look about a few little questions around the publishing of the memoir and see if we can find out what the cards have to say about it. And yeah, so we're going to look in a little bit more detail into the publishing of it, how Harry's feeling about it, and how Meghan's feeling about it. So we're going to look into that now. But before we begin, if you're new here, hi, hello, please consider subscribing and liking and sharing. If you've been here for a while, thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate you guys being here. It's lovely to see your names in the comment section. If you are a member, I've just become a member of the Emotional Support Coven. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you guys. There is extra content for Emotional Support Coven members. It's the channel membership. It's £2.99 a month. And yeah, it's just a few little bits of extras. Sorry, £2.99 in British pounds. So yeah, there's extras, extra readings, extra videos, and member posts and member only live chat. In fact, we've got one coming up on Halloween night. So yeah, what else? Oh yeah, we've got I'm giving away 3 copies of Valentine Lowe's book Courtiers, The Hidden Power Behind the Crown. Entry is open worldwide. It's not affiliated with the author, publisher or YouTube, but all you have to do is leave a pumpkin emoji or write pumpkin emoji on a comment in any video from October, 1 entry per video, and it's open till October the 30th. And we are drawing it on Halloween night at 9 p.m. UK time. The time transfers, time zones I've put some time zones transfer, like, so you can figure out your area in my community posts as well. There's all that information in the community posts. Have a look down there, and my social media is down in the description box below. So without further ado, let's look into this. Now, I'm using a new deck of cards. They are the Pulp Girls Tarot deck. So I have shuffled them. Let's have a look. Is there any publishing dates? Show me the publishing dates. Is there any reason why they're publishing it on the day after Catherine, Princess of Wales's birthday? That one wants to come out. This is because they published, something happened on Archie's birthday. What was it again? It was the coronation. It's to say, it's this, look, if you can do it, we can do things too. We can overshadow events. We can ruin events. And rather than having it happen on the birthday, the anxiety of it waiting over. So this is to do, I feel, with the cards are saying it's going to the sun. There's something negative about it. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. So Harry's an earth sign. This is definitely some kind of bad blood there. It's of any date of the year, you publish it on a random Tuesday, which just happens to be the sister-in-law you've apparently got beef with. King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. So it's the sun. It is Archie, because Archie is a Taurus, and it's all to do with the father. We know it's the King of Pentacles. We know it seems to be his idea. We know it looks petty. We know it's very ungenerous. It's very unforgiving. So it's to do with Archie's birthday, basically there. The coronation. The King of Pentacles in reverses. We know it's Harry's bad influence there, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. And underneath it all, it was very undecided and wishy-washy. People aren't seeing things quite as straight as they are. That's interesting. It's very kind of gaslighty. So I wonder if there was like lots of kind of uncertainty and things being moved around, and the publishers not being sure of something, and then Prince Harry not being sure of something, and then people saying this, that, like, it's almost like the options were, and this is the nearest date that they can kind of like latch it onto a major working royal, and it's too early, I feel, to like attach it to King Charles's birthday. So yeah, it's definitely, I feel leading up to this publishing book with the Five of Wands, there has been a lot of to-ing and fro-ing. The publishers haven't been certain. There's been a bit of infighting, a bit of scuffling, people pushing things around, moving things. That's interesting. The control of information's, and because the information's next to wealth, they're going to have a hard time trying to stop people speculating and doing spoilers from this book. They're going to try and keep a tight control of it, the publishers, and they're going to feel sometimes that they're out of control because maybe Harry's going to come out and say something a little more. Yeah, the moon there and the Empress in reverse. This is a deck I've never worked with before, guys. You can see me pulling the cards, can't you? This is just random. So there is, around the publishing of the book, there is a lot of kind of darker behavior. There's spitefulness, there's negative emotions being brought to the forefront. And here we have the Empress in reverse. And this is, again, there's all this kind of almost a cruelty really around it. It's, to me, just off that, it's like weaponizing his mother's death and using it in a negative way rather than the positive way it was intended. I do think with those two, maybe the publishers are thinking, what the hell have we got here? And there is a sense that they kind of understand that some of it mightn't be right. And remember that the royal family don't have a right to reply. They never complain, never explain. I'm sure they could reply, but they're kind of like stuck. This isn't. They're watching. Okay, so at the minute they're watching the reaction to the release of the statement from the book. I think they've definitely been watching and waiting and learning from what's happened with the reaction to the crown. There is some stuff in that book that is going to be very... Okay, I'm going to have problems working with Harry and Meghan's team by the looks of things. It's going to be difficult for them with the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles there to kind of control and manage what they see as an asset, which is their author. They are going to probably have a little bit more difficulty controlling them again into the going forward. It's definitely trouble with keeping a lid on stuff. Maybe there's going to be some spoilers come out that the publishers don't necessarily want to come out straight away. With the moon and the Empress in reverse, there is this air of cruelty and weaponization of like mental illness and trauma that is coming out around this book. Honestly, I would say yes, that this is done because of the coronation. They've moved it to this date, and it is, yeah. So let's see what Harry feels about his book being published. How is he feeling right now about it all? Five of Coins in reverse. So he thinks this is going to be the end of him with some people. This is his way of showing that he's separate from the royal family. This is his way of basically getting cut off. The Page of Coins in reverse there is what's crossing him. So we have something with money and spending money and how this is also about somebody's very ungenerous and they're just in it for the paycheck. I think it's just, there's the King of Wands in reverse is what's known about the situation. You've got the King of Pentacles there. So this is somebody who's around Harry and Meghan who is really kind of pushing them to do these. I wouldn't say that they wouldn't do these. It's almost like they're enabling them. They're not. They have this in them. They have these feelings, like this kind of animosity towards the royal family, but there's somebody there going, yeah, push further, but come on, bring it out. And almost like the monetization of a grudge. And this is just like this person's King of Wands there. It's looking fiery, looking angry. And this could well be Harry's kind of angry side, but the King of Wands comes up so much. It's kind of like they are in the press using it. Eight of Cups there, walking away, heartbreak. The Tower. Okay. Something happened around the time of the Queen's funeral. I know I say that more and more, but it definitely feels like that Tower moment happened when they were meant to having the rebrand, and it's burnt away all of the old things, and he really feels like even more enabled to do what he needs to do. People have been saying he's been walking back what he's saying in this book. I don't think he is. I think it's going to be actually worse than, because the publishers are like, oh my god, and he's had it with them. Eight of Swords, he's going to feel a bit entrapped. He's not going to feel completely happy. I don't think these people are ever happy. We have the High Priestess. What's on his mind was the Queen. What's surrounding him is the Ace of Wands. So this is seen as a new project and something new coming out, maybe about the Queen that he's going to do. And he's thinking something on the mind. These people, they never stay with something for a while. It's a bright idea, then it becomes a chore, and then they become something they avoid. It's really weird. And you've got the High Priest there, and then you've got the Ace of Wands, and it's almost like they want to kind of emulate the Queen, but they're going to say stuff because of the Queen's passing, which is the moon there, next to the High Priestess and the Ace of Wands. It's kind of like he thinks it's a good idea, venturing out this newfound passion he has. And then we have the Sun there, which is about the publishing of the book, which goes back to the starting position of, is this around is this around Archie's coronation? You know, if it's the coronation is Archie's birthday, he's like, well, I'll publish my book around Catherine's birthday. And yeah, so that's what's on his mind about that. And it's actually going to cause him some heartbreak here with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Eight of Swords, the Three of Swords in reverse is showing some getting over some heartbreak. It is actually going to wound him a bit, not majorly, but he's been through this Tower moment, and it feels like he's going to add more stuff to the book because of something that's happened around the funeral. Definitely not a happy customer about it. We also have all of this noise. Yeah, the publishers didn't know whether they're kind of quite going with him in a way. There's definitely stuff with the High Priestess there. He feels like it's a fresh start and moving on, and the publishers are just like, it's a bit cruel, it's a bit callous, it's a bit Okay, so let's go into Megan. Oh, she's enjoying this straight away. The Three of Cups there. She's like, yeah. She's the publication of this book and the dates. She's absolutely fine with. Quite happy with working together with others. And she's got the Four of Swords there. She feels like it's kind of like she can get some stuff and air, some air, pardon me. She can say things that she wants to do because of the Queen's death, because the Four of Swords in reverse is often to do for every reader's got a death card. Some people it's the moon, some people it is death. But for me, the Four of Swords is usually depicted by somebody who is in like a knight with some swords in there, and it's permanent rest. So this is stuff to do with around, there's an extra grievance that's happened around the Queen's funeral, and this could link into King Charles's coronation. The Princess of Cups is what's known about the situation. So she's being she's trying to look all innocent and kind of sweet at the minute, and just a very kind of angelic version of Megan. We have different versions of Megan at different times, and she's trying to look a lot more generous, a little bit like younger and bubbly. She likes to give the impression that she's a lot younger than she is. Like, she's the oldest one out of the four of them, out of Harry, Meghan, William and Catherine. She's actually the oldest one, but she tries to come off as like the kind of youngest, freshest faced one in a way, which is weird. The Seven of Cups in reverse there. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Cups there underneath it. So I do think she has been somewhat involved in dealing with the publishers, dealing with the literary agents or whatever they are. There is this sense of detachment, almost this kind of feeling of not being quite present, not being quite there. You say things and then you don't, one day and you can't remember what you said the next day. You just say things in the spur of the moment and everyone jumps, and then you change your mind 3 days later and you're just kind of wishy-washy, gaslighty. So she's been dealing with the publishers, and the publishers have been trying to figure out what's been going on, and these two have just been, yeah, messy. What's leaving the situation? Temperance art. This was going to be a new reset. This is all to do with her. She's thinking more of a brand, about how she creates things, about how she promotes herself as a humanitarian or whatever it is. It's a humanitarian, and she's an after dinner speaker now, and then she's an author of a children's book, and now she's a podcast host. So she does all these creative things, and she links this book into her creativity. It's all part of her kind of the brand that they are building. So she just feels very kind of like, okay, we'll just rewrite it. She's very kind of business like. I know that's arty, but she's just thinking of what they're going to do. Ace of Cups in reverse. So again, there's this detachment from reality, wanting to look very saint-like, wanting to look very kind of almost angelic, which is a little bit disconcerting, but never mind. There's a risk coming up. They're going to take a risk with this book, definitely. She feels the risk is... This is something in that book, man, about when the Queen passed. They have enabled, because that's a High Priestess. Yeah, twice. Something happened around there. What she's what she's kind of worried about, and what comes to her mind is she doesn't want her to look like anything's tarnished. She doesn't want to look that she is a ungenerous, uncaring kind of woman. She wants to look that they have got a happy little home life, and she's concerned that this isn't going to make them look happy. And now we have the devil. We've got control. So when this book comes out, there isn't like necessarily the best intentions with it. As we know, the date to me definitely, it's because something happened at the Queen's funeral. It's the coronation. We've got the sun twice. This is all about making sure that the maximum amount of hurt can be done. So like the coronation's on Archie's birthday, so they've got the book published the day after Kate's birthday, and it doesn't look too, but it's like, if you can play that game, we can play that game. The publishers aren't sure about some things, especially around some of the allegations and his mother being his mother's passing. It's also William's mother's passing, but there's going to be some stuff that comes out. We have got the High Priestess come out, and both of them, what's surrounding Harry, what Harry was thinking of at the minute is the Queen. What's surrounding Meghan is thinking of the Queen. She's got the Fool, the risk of starting new adventures, and he's got the Ace of Wands, wanting to go out and get there. So I would say that Meghan was just like, yeah, let's add this, let's do this, let's make this. And they are going to make a kind of a brand with it. You've got to think as well, we've got The Crown coming out season 5, which is pure fiction, and it's quite, I suppose, hurtful fiction to come out. And that is, a lot of people seem to think that's real for some reason. That's coming out before Christmas. And then we've got this book coming out as well. And then there's also meant to be their docu-series or their story coming out soon as well. I'm thinking with the Seven of Cups as well, what could that be? Would be the stories changing, the Eight of Cups, the walking away, the grief, and they may have a lot of trouble of being able to pin them down and making sure things were right. And Meghan's going to try and come out of this looking a little bit more saintly coming up. The Eight of Swords, Harry's going to feel a little bit trapped with it, and these kind of guys are going to find some difficulty controlling there. But at the end of it all, we've got the devil. And yeah, with this book, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, this can be used for also for saying, look how damaged he is. It wasn't my fault, it was the royal family's fault, but I can't be with him anymore. In my mind, that's what that card's like. Got him. So there we go. Let me know what you guys think of the reading down below. I'm always interested to hear what you've got to think and say about it. Thank you very much for being here. Leave any suggestions below as well, and I'll try and get through them. Thank you for all your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone.